The lease said ground floor, no basement. I signed it in a hurry, because the rent was impossible and the landlord's smile was patient in a way I mistook for kindness. The first week was quiet. Then, on the 8th night, I heard someone moving beneath me. Slow footsteps, the scrape of a chair, a cough. A whole life being lived, directly under my floor, in a basement the building did not have. I told the landlord. He didn't blink. He said the building settled at night, that old pipes carry sound strangely. But pipes don't pull out a chair and sit down. Pipes don't hum a tune, badly, the way a tired man hums to keep himself company. I pressed my ear to the floorboards that night and listened to my downstairs neighbor breathe, and I understood, with a cold certainty, that he was pressing his ear to the ceiling and listening back. I found a hatch under the rug in the hall closet. Painted over, hinges rusted, but a hatch. I hadn't put the rug there. I pried it up and the smell that came out was earth and something older. Something that had been shut in with itself for a long time. Below was a wooden ladder descending into a dark that my flashlight would not fully enter. And from that dark, a voice said, warm and glad, "Oh good, you found the door." I did not go down. I slammed the hatch and dragged the dresser over it. But that night the footsteps came up the ladder, one rung at a time, unhurried, and stopped just beneath the hatch. The dresser scraped an inch across the floor. Then the voice, muffled by wood, told me about my day. What I'd eaten. Who I'd called. The color of the shirt I'd worn. He had been below me the whole time, and he had been watching up through the boards. The other tenants would not meet my eyes. Finally the old woman in one betook pity. She said every ground floor flat in this building has a tenant below. She said hers had been down there for 30 years, and that the trick was simple. Feed it your days. Tell it everything, out loud, before you sleep. Keep it fed with your life, and it stays below. Go quiet, she said, and it starts to think the life upstairs should be its own. So I fed it. Each night I sat over the hatch and narrated my day into the dark, and each night the voice sighed with pleasure and stayed below. But a life told out loud, night after night, stops feeling like yours. I began to forget which memories I had lived and which I had only recited. And the voice began to correct me. No, it would say, gently. That one was mine. You gave me that one last week. Don't you remember giving it to me? I stopped one night out of exhaustion. Just one night of silence. And in the morning I woke on the wooden ladder, halfway down, in the earth-smelling dark, with no memory of climbing in. Above me the hatch was open, and light was spilling down, and someone was moving around my apartment. Making coffee. Humming. Living my day. I called up through the boards, and a voice that was almost mine said, warm and patient, go back to sleep. I've got it from here. It's cool down here, and quiet, and I have learned the trick from the other side now. I press my ear to the ceiling and I listen to the tenant above me live the life I used to have. I narrate it back to myself in the dark so I don't forget it was ever mine. And some nights, when the one upstairs goes quiet, I feel myself begin to rise. If you live on a ground floor, and the rent was impossible, and you hear someone below you tonight, do not go silent. Keep talking. Keep it fed. It is